Hello, it's Carol Baker here. I'm from Classroom Wellbeing. I'm here to talk to you about yoga in the classroom. Much like we did it in PE, but let's look at what we can do at the desk that's going to help you. So today we're going to focus on two areas of the body. We're going to look at the neck, which gets really tight and stiff, and we're also going to look at the wrists, which if you're doing a lot of computer work can get really tight, but also can get quite weak because we don't do a lot of strengthening with our arms. So let's focus on the neck first. There are 7 cervical vertebrae in the neck, and the neck is not a part of the body that we move very much. We tend to turn the whole body round when we're moving. But the neck, if it's stiff, it's going to create tension in the shoulders as well. The other thing that's connected to the neck is your jaw. So if you clench your teeth a lot, or you grind your teeth at night, you can get lots of tension in your neck. So it's a very clever design. Your head, as an adult, weighs about 10 pounds. So your neck does a pretty good job of balancing what is like a great big bowling ball on top of these little vertebrae. But it's designed so that when you move your head, you can stretch out all these muscles here either side of your neck. Okay? So what we're going to look at is the natural movements that your head and neck can make and how that's going to release tension in these muscles here that attach your neck and attach your head to your shoulders. So again, like all of the poses that we're doing in this classroom series, we want to be sitting up tall. We don't want to be leaning back on the chair. So think about not dropping your chin down. Okay, we do that quite a lot when you're looking at a phone or looking at a computer or looking down at work. So you need to just lift your chin slightly up and draw it in. So you want to feel as if the back of your neck is long. There's 2 big bones here at the base of your skull, the occipital bones. If you just pop your thumbs in the little indentation there, you can kind of lift your head and lengthen your neck. You can do that with your hands behind it. And then imagine there's a piece of string where your parting starts from, and that is lengthening you up towards the ceiling. So you always want your neck to be long. You don't want to drop. When you drop your neck and your head, you drop your collarbones. When you drop your collarbones, you've got no energy. You're tired. Okay, so the first movement we're going to make is actually lifting the head to look up at the ceiling, which is not something we do very often. So we're going to stretch the front of the throat. So just gently start to look up. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Get to a point where it's okay, it's interesting. Relax your jaw. It's hard to swallow when you're looking up. And just keep sitting really tall. And see if you can look a little bit further. See how far you can let your head go. And then very slowly, if you do this too quickly, you're going to feel dizzy. Very slowly bring your head back to normal. Okay, so unless you kind of do plane spotting or stargazing, you don't look up very often, do you? So again, all the way as far as you can go back. And then slowly forward. We'll do it once more. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Keep your spine nice and tall all the way up. And from up, slightly back to the centre. So now we're going to link the fingers behind the head and we're going to stretch the back of the neck by bringing the head down. So notice I'm not slumping again, I'm keeping my spine nice and tall, but I'm kind of pushing my head into my hands, but also gently pressing my hands into my head to get my chin down onto my chest. And that's stretching all into the back of my neck. So this is quite good if you've got tension in your neck, which is giving you a headache, which is quite often the case. And there's a really good point here. There's a thyroid gland here just at the front of your throat. So when we do these 2 exercises, the looking up and the looking down, it kind of squeezes that thyroid gland, which stimulates your endocrine system, so it keeps your hormones in balance. So again, I'm not forcing it, I'm just using the weight of my hands on the back of my head. And then again, I'm very slowly going to bring my head back up again. Just release my shoulders. So the next thing I'm going to do is stretch the side of the neck. And again, it's so simple. You just use the weight of your head. So you draw your ear. So I've got my left ear going towards my left shoulder. And it will go so far. And I can feel how tight it is down this side. So I can take my hand and feel where these muscles are tight here. And just kind of press them. We have got some little videos and handouts on acupressure points, which is like homemade acupuncture without the needles. There will be some of those on neck and shoulder tension that you can print off and take home and try. But you will find the points in your neck that are tight just by kind of prodding with your fingers. And if you find a big bit of muscle that's tight, just circle it and rub it and knead it and be kind to it. Just try and loosen it off. And then slowly bring that head back up to the centre. You'll feel slightly longer on this side of your neck than the other now. And then go the other way. So again, you just let it drop. Try not to let the shoulders be involved. Let it drop. You can feel the big stretch here now. So there's a big muscle that runs from the top of your ear, sorry, the bottom of your ear, just behind you, all the way down here, attaches to your shoulder. It's a good muscle. It's called the sternocleidoid mastoid muscle. So again, I can have a little play around here. I can find a big lump of muscle there that's a bit tight. So I can just try and massage that with my fingertips or with my knuckles. Try and get that to release. And I'm just using gravity, so because my head weighs a lot, it's just allowing these muscles here to stretch. It's really simple stuff, but really effective if your neck and the top of your shoulders get tight. So again, I'm going to bring that back. Then if I just literally take my hands behind my shoulders and just let my elbows drop and just kind of pull here, and then cup my fingers in and just massage all the way into those big muscles there, and I can kind of squeeze them together in my fingers as well. Okay, so now we need to look at more movements of the head. So we're going to go side. So I'm not moving my shoulders, just my head is moving to one side. Again, I'll get so far, it's a bit like the twist that we did in the chair, but I'm not moving my shoulders, it's just my neck this time. If I breathe in and make my neck a little taller, a little longer, as I breathe out, I bet I can probably go another millimetre. I'm not forcing it, I'm just letting all these muscles release here. And again, I want to do about 5 or 6 breaths. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale. And you can tell if you're going a bit further because you can probably see something on the wall. And then as you go a little bit further, that'll come out of view and you'll see something else a little bit further around behind you. Slowly, after your 5 or 6 breaths, back round. Again, sit up tall, relax, and then you're going to go the other way. So what often happens is you get so far and you think, I can't go any further, my neck's too stiff. That's when you need to breathe. So you need to relax your shoulders as you exhale, but not relax your spine. Inhale, lengthen. And then as you exhale, can you see just a little bit further? Inhale again. Nice, slow, deep, relaxed exhale. You go a tiny bit further. And again, you want 5 or 6 nice, deep, slow breaths. Being patient, letting it unwind itself gradually. And then all the way back round to the front again. Okay, then there's another one we can do. Squeaky chair. Drop the chin to the chest. And now turn the head to look at the shoulder. So I'm going to the left shoulder. And then again, if I just use the weight of my head, I want to glance down over my left shoulder and I want to see if I can see the back of my chair and the floor behind me. But if I just hang my head here long enough, all these muscles here are going to release. I don't have to do anything, it's just the weight of my head is stretching out my neck. So again, 5 or 6 breaths. And then slowly back round to the front again. Back up. Relax the shoulders, sit tall, back down I go again. And then I go over to the right shoulder, making sure that's not tense. I can look at my right shoulder and then I want to just try and glance over my right shoulder. See if I can see the back of my chair and see if I can see the floor. But again, I'm not turning anything apart from my head. And I'm just letting my head hang here to stretch out the tight muscles in my neck. And you can feel that not only in your neck, but also in your upper back and shoulders a little bit, because everything is connected together. So again, 5 or 6 breaths there. And then slowly, 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 slowly back round again. So that's the neck. And then I want you to have a look at the wrist. In fact, there is a lot of evidence that shows us when our necks are tight, we can end up with wrist pain actually, and elbow pain and shoulder pain. So as I say, if you're doing a lot of computer work or a lot of stuff that involves phoning, texting, your wrists get quite stiff and your fingers get quite stiff. So the first thing you can do is to circle them, yeah, and then also just kind of spread the fingers and then circle them around the other way. Then here's a really good stretch for the wrists. So you have to bring your hands in front of you, cross at the wrists, and then turn your palms to face each other and link your fingers together. Okay, your hands then come down, you bring your wrists round so your hands come towards you, and then you very gently try and extend your arms out in front of you. Now, the first time I tried this, I only got to about there. So don't snap your wrists. This will happen gradually over time as your wrists stretch and release. So you're looking eventually for those to be there. That's my dog barking, don't worry about that. Come all the way back round again. Okay, undo it. You know it's live, don't you? Then swap the bottom wrist up into the top one. Yeah, link the fingers together. Maybe try and link the fingers the other way. Then again, bring them down. Bring them up. Now what's interesting now is sometimes it's more difficult to do it one way than the other. So again, take your time. If you keep practicing this, you will get to the stage where the arms will come straight. But it is connected wrists, elbows, shoulders and neck. Okay, all the way back round again. Okay, another couple of stretches for the wrists. You can draw the fingers back, stretch into the palms and the wrists. You can put the fingers this way round and gently press the wrist down. Okay, you can bring them a little bit further. You might be able to stand up and get your hands flat on the floor there, or sorry, on the desk. And then you can also put your hands that way. Yeah, and again, try and lean back slightly. You want to keep this part of your hand in connection with the desk. Okay, so there's many movements that your wrists can make. And to strengthen them, when we look at yoga in the PE situation, we could do some arm balances.